Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It's Monday, and today, I was hoping to start a brand new preset package, but I have not been struck by inspiration yet as to what album to do, because I'm going to continue with the classic albums idea. I'm still hoping for some suggestions, something that'll spark the imagination and make me just, ta-da, kind of thing. And then I'll get started. So, but today, I'm going to go back to the Union Jacks presets because I used them at a gig on Friday, and I had to immediately make some changes. The bottom end just wasn't there. Could have been partially because I had both of my speakers behind me, pointing out as my own PA. One on the left side, one on the right side of the drummer, pushing forward. It just didn't seem to have enough oomph. So I made some adjustments. But what I'm going to do, and I apologize for not sending these out to anyone yet, but it's a good thing because you're going to get 2 sets now. And I'm going to send all of those out tonight along with the IR list. And I'm going to show you what changes I've had to make. And also, today is backup amp and effects day. Because our other guitar player, his amp went down in the middle of the gig. And it was just not the same. I couldn't tell if a power tube was just slowly dying because it was waxing and waning and things were just not sounding right. I don't know. He's got a 1970s Fender Twin with a bunch of effects into it. So, who knows? I don't. But it brings to mind thoughts of having a backup rig. And if the Helix goes down in any way, then there's everything. So it's good to have a backup, and I'm going to show you my backup today. Shall we? Whew. Yep, I have picked up, well, I've got an amp here, and I'm going to show you the amp in a sec. It's a Fender Automatic SE. I may have had one when I got started doing this about 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. I can't remember if I did. I think this might be my 4th one over the years. And they are just an incredible, very small, solid-state Fender amp from the 90s, mid-90s I believe. And it is a weird little amp. Nothing about it is normal, or to be honest with you, Fendery, except for the sound. But, and then for effects, let me go. You bested. For the effects, I have the Nova System by TC Electronic. These you can get just cheap as chips, as the Brits like to say. 160 bucks for this one. You can get them for anywhere between $150 and $200 on eBay or Craigslist. And it's got an incredible analog overdrive with a boost. I'm setting it up in pedal function, which means I can turn on and off the pitch, the reverb, the compression, the drive, the delay, the modulation, and the boost. And there's a tap tempo on top of that. So everything you would need in a compact pedal board is there in a single preset if you want it that way. And I'm going to show you the preset that I made that way. It's very basic. It's just got everything that you would really need, A good clean sound. You can add modulation to it. You can add delay to it. You can the compression's always on. You can add a crunch, or you can boost it clean. Good times. Oh, ain't that cool? But yeah, I'll demonstrate that in a second. Let's go over to the Helix, and I will show you what I had to do to make the presets work for me on Friday night using a Strat. So, the Strat doesn't have the most amount of balls of any electric guitar, that's for sure. It's no Les Paul or ES335 or, any number of guitars, really. But I found that I needed some more bottom end, and I'll show you how I added it. All right, here we are at the Union Jacks number 1, and what I had to do, the bass was usually set on most of these between 5 and 6, either 5 or 6. I boosted the bass up to 8, boosted the mids up to 1.2 on most of the presets, and dropped the treble down to 2.0. I changed the ripple on some of them down to 5, but I can probably bring that back up to 5, back up to 6. I'll try to rehearsal again. I'm actually going to bring the Automatic SE and the Nova system to rehearsal tomorrow just to practice it in case of an emergency, which I think is a really good idea because you never know if it's going to actually cut it. Now, the other thing I did to increase the bottom end was to change the low cut from 150 to 140. And I did that on all of the presets. I've made these adjustments, and you'll get the original ones and the adjusted ones. I'll call them fat and thin, and you can try them both out and decide which ones you like. And then, change them yourself. Good times. Okay, here is my just basic backup preset with the Nova system going into the Automatic SE. Just a little bit of slapback delay, reverb, compression on that. That's all that has. Add some pitch. Additional modulation. Boost if I want to play a clean solo. The crunch. The overdrive on this sucker, man, it's hardcore. Without the modulation. The boost. Pretty cool. Here's the Fender, and we can zoom in on the controls and stuff. It is one of the weirdest Fender amps ever. It's got push buttons over here on the left, and I've got it on the far left one, which has a little cowboy hat, meaning it's a clean sound. And then you can press a little button to the left of that that's got a humbucker and a single coil. I set it on the louder one, whichever one's louder. I can't remember which one it is. It might be the humbucker. I'm not 100% sure. And then this amp sounds best with the treble on 0 and the bass cranked. I'm setting the reverb to 0 and the chorus to 0 because all the effects are coming from the Nova system. It's super simple, and and it weighs about 26 pounds. Come on, open back. It's got a 12-inch speaker in there. Jeez. There you go, everybody. Oh, good times. Now, please email me for these presets. These are the Union Jacks presets, and I'll send you 2 packages. They have 4 presets with 8 snapshots, except for the last one. The 4th one has 6 snapshots, giving you a little bit extra room to add whatever you want. And there will be one that's called fat, one that's called thin, just for title's sake. The thin one, sounds thinner, and you might use that with a heavier guitar, like a Les Paul or an ES335, something like that has a lot more bottom end. And then the fat one sounds great with the Strat, probably sound really good with the Tele. Whew, good times. But yeah, so I'll send you those along with the IR list that I used. And it's very basic, very simple. And they came across really great on stage. I was getting plenty of feedback. I was really enjoying myself. And we had a backup drummer, which is never, optimal, let's just say. Because, the endings are not quite always there. The intros are not exactly the way you want them, just because, you know, he's learning 40-some songs just for one night, and we just need the beat. The endings, they'll take care of themselves. The intros, let the guitar player worry about it. You know, that kind of shit. But all in all, it went off really great, and the sounds really worked out for me, and I'm going to continue to use them, but I'll make some modifications, you know, as I need to. Hopefully I'm getting the JTV59 back this week, so I'm going to wire up the pickups, the wiring harness, the switch, and all that bullshit, and get that guitar working with these presets, and then demo the whole package for you, and come up with an idea for a new preset package. Anyway, so I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, oh, thank you everyone that's donated to the Scott Minch Lame-Ass Cancer Fund. I really appreciate it, and if you find these presets to be helpful, then you can click on the donate link down there as well, and, you know, give me a few bucks if you think these are something you can really use. I really appreciate it. So I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, rock on.